I have this question. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Thank you. This React React DOM we are using on that index.js. Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. Is it also possible to? I don't know. Anyway, I something is confusing me. Let's just go on, please. Go on. Go on.
All right. So, uh, yeah. What was I trying to say? Yeah, I said we've been working with a couple things for now, right? So, I'll just drop this link in our the WhatsApp group now. Oh, no need. Not yet, just yet. So, I want us to get to look at two things today. The import export modules and how to set up our local React on our system, right? So you know all this while we've been creating, we create stuff and we what have we been doing again since then? We create stuff, we create stuff, we first of all come here, we import it, right? If it is a React file, we have to state above here that, okay, import React, import here now. What is coming here is literally our, as in like a variable. Let's say we want to say import React, then we want it to come from React, right? And we said this is literally the same thing as saying uh, const React equals to require React. We said this, right? We said this is an ES6 pattern for React, doing all these stuff for React. But one thing you should note, that's why sometimes I say you have to, do some levels of programming before you want to do mobile app development. All these things that we are doing, all these things that we are doing currently, right? All these things we are doing currently with React, they are actually a node module. I don't know how many of us know about Node. Node is what helps us write, JavaScript for our backend. And this is how Node renders it, right? This is how Node renders it. So, but this import pattern kind of like makes, things look easier and cooler. So, I just made a simple file on my, it's still normal HTML. And then on my index.js, I have this UL, just a few number. And I want us to look at, import and export, right? So we're looking at import and export. So let us say, um, if we want to be able to use, if we want to be able to use this our pi anywhere else in our, what do we say we do? We do export default pi, right? This is what we said, right? Now,
Yes.
because I'm writing a simple JavaScript file, so I may not really need this here. I may not really need this at all yet. I may not need it. I don't need it. I'm just writing a simple JavaScript file. And if I want to use my pi, right? My pi in this code, just like the instance I cited here now, right? I said This used to be how this used to be. So if you look at this, you realize that you're creating a constant variable. And this name here is simply the name you are giving to that constant variable, right? This is the name you're giving to that constant variable. This name you're giving to that constant variable. And then you are now using the React module, the dependency React, and you are storing it inside that constant. So the same thing happens here when you say import React. Don't go and mistake yourself, maybe because you see this one is capital letter I, this one is small letter R. Even though I put here import KZA from React, that means my React module, my React dependency is being installed inside KZA. That's simply understood, right? So that simply means that if
Yes.
I come here now and say pi from, if I come here and say pi from pi, is this still correct?
No, it can't be correct.
That means you did not hear what I just said. All this thing is looking at literally. Okay, why do you say it's not correct? Let me hear you.
I think you're importing inside your index.js. Where you
Yes.
should import from should be the name of the component, I guess, which is
Okay.
math.js.
Okay. So look at this. Did you see this? This is what I did here.
Mm,
So see what I look at all those things we've been doing before. When you are exporting, what name do you export it
mm.
as? You know, we normally come here and do
You
heading.
export as
Ah,
the name of the
but
cost.
this is what it is. Okay,
Mm,
let's try this and see if it works. So how do I call my pi here? Is with my curly braces, right? I have to come here and say pi.
yes.
Ah, why did the guy not work? I set I actually I set it to
No, no, you call it as hmm?
you said
You call it like a HTML element now outside the UL.
outside the UL.
Abi, what do you want to do? You want to replace it with the LI? You want to put pi inside that LI?
Yes.
See the cap. I think you capitalize
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
pi.
think
Check the
this
capitalization.
is this is the mistake I made.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is
but
the
that was
mistake.
what I told you before. Now from
Yes,
Math.js, I
yes,
think
yes, yes. You're right. Thank you so much. So what I'm trying to say, I thought you were talking about this thing here. So what I'm trying to say is this simply is a variable name, right? This is simply a
mm,
variable name.
mm,
And I'm using this variable name to get what is from here. You see that? I'm using that
yes,
variable name to store what is from here, right? So any variable I put here, if I say pim or pim, it's still going to work well, right? That's literally what I was trying to point out. So it's just like when we said our const react and did our blah 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 blah. So now one thing we want to ask now, what if say we want to like be able to, since this is our math.js, right? We want to be able to run, we want to be able to have multiple, mathematical expressions. So how do we do that? We can simply do that by, calling our function here. Let's say if I have one called double pi, I'm making it a function. Of course, I have my return. What is it returning? Pi times 2, right? And then let's say I want to do another one function, triple pi, triple pi, another function, What is it going to be called? Return pi times 3. So now that I have, multiple mathematical expressions here now. So, smart boss, welcome, sir. If I want to, if I want
Good
to
morning.
say, yeah, if I want to use something else from here, how do you think I can do that? Let's say I want to use the triple pi. I want to use triple pi here as my number three, and my number two should be double pi. How do you think I can do it?
You export the two of them and then import them into the index.js.
So how do I export them? This same
Open
process.
math.js. I think if you open the math.js, export
Okay.
first, and then you go into the index.js and then import it and call it with the JSX syntax.
Okay. So how do I export it? Export
Default,
default.
triple pi, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Good attempt. But now one thing you should note is that you can only use one default. Remember, you know what we said default is, Abby? Default is like the default now. How do I explain this again? You cannot use default more than one. Why we were using default back then is because that was the only thing that we were working on. But when you have multiple things and you would like to export, this is simply one of the things you can try, right? You just do your double pi and and separate them with a comma. And this is simply how you do. So you can only have one default. You can only have
Okay.
one word default. And don't forget that these other, the double pi and triple pi are actually functions, right? So how we would call them may actually be, quite different. How we call them, yeah, may actually be quite different. So say I want to replace here now with double pi, double pi. You see, it did not work. It's saying double pi not defined. Why do you think that happened? And how do you think I can solve for that?
You've not imported it here now inside the
You
index.js.
are very correct. So how do I import it? Do I come here and do
Import and
import?
I think you do import and then put them inside curly braces.
Okay, let's
I
try
don't know. I
that
think
if it will work. Import and then put them inside of the
curly braces, yes.
braces, triple pi. And it didn't work.
It
Oh.
didn't work.
Why didn't it work? Why is it not displaying what we want it to display? Like I said
uh,
there, I remember this
and
is a
then
function. So what do we do to functions?
maybe
We
we
don't
add
come.
the
Yes,
the
that
closing this
is
thing now.
exactly. You're correct. You see that now. That's worked,
It's
right?
well.
Now, another thing is you mustn't really necessarily come here and have all these multiple lines. You can come here and just since they are all from the same thing. Remember our programmers and we have to be smart. We can just simply, you know, uh, just in one simple line, and we have gotten all that done. Now, another thing we can decide to try do here is we call our triple pi and we make it a function. So no one knows what you may be literally working on, right? Where you may need to. So that's simply the section of import and export, and we literally have started looking at import and export before, during when we're looking at JSX, right? So all that is key, right? So that's that for that. And this is just a little no guide of literally how they import and export blocks. So there can only be one default. And say you want to import multiple things, all you have to do, just put them in a curly brace like this. If they are functions, you come here, anywhere you want to use them, you have to put that coin, the brackets to denote that they are functions. So yeah, is there any questions?
None for now.
So yeah, okay. So how I'm not rushing. We can now jump onto the next thing, right? Like we said earlier, like you have been trying to do
Boss,
your own. Yeah,
boss, sir.
yeah. I'm with you. What happened?
Thank you. This thing you gave, can you just help correct my? I don't know why that thing is not working. I think I'm making mistakes
Okay,
somewhere.
I share your screen. Share your screen. Let's see.
Please, thank you.
That
I'm
thing
sharing
self
now.
is that thing self is supposed to be your the end of the class assignment. I'm not even supposed to show you. So,
I thought you gave. Let's just go
nah,
by it now.
no,
You
no,
can give
don't worry,
another one.
don't worry. Stop sharing, stop sharing. Work on it.
Uh, uh,
That is the end of the React assignment. See, I was careful. We did not really go all that deep. Normally, we are supposed to build, at least a small app for this program, right? But we cannot do that because of time constraints. And we've not even started the main React meeting. So just like you've always wanted to do, right? You've always wanted, you've so just like we are saying, you said text editor VS Code, VS Code. So you can literally run React on your VS Code, right? If you don't want to use Code Sandbox. You want to own it in your text editor or whichever you're using. So there are four different things we literally have to do. So there is, like we said, all these things we're doing on React, they are literally from Node, right? They are from Node and Node is. So you can just come to Node's website, which is nodejs.org. So as you can see, Node has even started showing you, how they look like, all those things. So it helps you run your back end.
why do I feel uncomfortable whenever I see Node.js? I don't like anything backend.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So normally, these people have actually done some changes. Before now, there used to be. So go to nodejs.org. You must install that. If you are running React on your VS Code, like you said, that means you've already installed React. And you that means you've already that means you've already
I
installed
have no,
Node.
I have Node.js already. Yeah,
So
I have it.
just like we said here is ensure your node is up to date. So just do node hyphen version to be sure that it is up to date. But just in case you don't know what it is, this is the current latest version. So I'm just going to download it. You have to download it. And when they say LTS simply means that it's their stable version, right? So you have to always improve download. No, no, thanks. So after downloading, we have to install it. So and as you saw me before now, I was literally I've been working from my you know you literally have to begin to learn how to work from the terminal. So another thing that can help you another thing that can help you is a software. Hyper-V.js. Okay, hyper.js. This is this is something that can literally help you, work on your terminal. Let's say if you don't really want to be working from, don't want to be working from your, uh, what do you call it again? You don't want to be working from your command shell. You can just install this app. Just go to hyper.js and install it. So our node is downloaded. Our hyper is downloaded. So we can do node hyphen version, like we said. You see that we've seen this our node version, meaning that we are on the latest version of node, right? We are
Yes.
on the latest version of node. And what are the next steps we said? We have to install VS Code, right? I'm so glad that many of us have VS Code already, right? Already have VS Code. So So one of the reason why we need Node is because we are going to be installing packages to use React, and it's only Node. I don't know. You can say React is like a Node module. So Node gives us that ability to install React packages, right? And it's very easy to install anything, right? All we have to do is just use our npm command. Just npm I, whatever you want to install, and that's that. Right? So let me begin sharing my entire screen. So since I believe we all have our our so now that we have our VS Code, we can also try and install. Let's go to Babel Docs. Want to find so that Babel will just help us more like give us, right coloring. So we are coming to mix, we are coming to editors. So here it's literally telling us all the editors that we have. And to install the VS Code language extension, let's click on that. It's taking us to the VS Code. Let's install that. Let's open it on our Visual Studio Code and let's install that. So it's going to help give the right coloring and interpretation for our React, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you said? But if you still want to do it from here, you all you have to do is just come here, extension, just type Babel here, find it, just and just install it, right? So some people may literally prefer Sublime Text or any other text editor. whichever one you want, right? It's fine. So we can still also, let's say, download VS Code icons. Can just install VS Code icons. What it simply does is it just helps us install all the icons to all the files that we have, no matter the extension. If it's React file, it's going to identify React icons and all that. So now that we are done with step two, we can now go to step three, which is create React app, right? And to create a React app, all the guide is literally in, you know, their website, right? You can simply just go to, just like we went to node.js.org, you can go to reactjs.org and you can just simply follow all the guide that they have given here. You can follow all the, so how to create and list components, blah, 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 blah. Why is it showing me next? It's not showing me React. Why is all this nonsense?
Check the document. I don't know. I think they have a different this thing for together documentation.
There's usually how to install React that should be here. I don't know why they just want to stress me now that I'm rushing.
Well, it's just the npx create react app, then define it.
Yes, yes, I know. I just want you guys to see it. It's better all you have to do is just, copy it and all, right? But why are they telling
Mm,
me, why are they showing me, why are they showing me next? Showing me Gatsby and other things I don't know. Leave the React that they will show me. All this their website that they keep updating up and down. Somebody just 2 weeks that you log on to the website, just so you can see their most popular web running. This is Code Sandbox, which is what we're using for now.
Let me send the link to the chart. I think this might help if I copied it correctly.
Okay, please do. But while we're
Did
waiting,
you see the link? The link is in the chat. Yeah.
okay, the charts.
Yeah. That's where I got mine from. So,
I didn't come. I didn't fire service. I didn't come. Come, I didn't fire service. Take this. Exactly. This is exactly what we're looking for. Thank you so much. So this is what we're looking for. And we just come here and we just paste it. So Control Shift V. and you see that maybe it's running installation. Oh God. We now have to, it does not identify MPX.
Why not try running it on the VS Code terminal? On this command
Um,
line sometimes.
you said on what?
On VS Code terminal.
Okay, let's try that. I have to create a new file. I have files here now. I have my files. So it has put all this
Close the
icon.
extension. Close it.
Oh, all those icon I go and install. I don't even like it though. Terminal, new terminal. Let's paste it here. But there's a way to figure as well as it's not it's not going to work because there's a setting you have to do. Let's use this. So later I'll show us the command to do this. Let me use this AI. Let it tell me, let it translate this MPS React out. The only issue with this guy is that the guy is slow. It's slow. It takes time.
The quick pilot.
NPM is not recognized as the name of the same model.
My own just runs straight to. I just
Yes,
need
you've
MPS
already
API card package.
installed. I've downloaded. It's a load command now. I have load. Ah.
It's not even reading your node version.
I'm telling you. So what
Something
will
is
happen,
something is wrong.
guys? What will happen is, please let's use this time now to just work on that assignment I gave to us.